Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Gotta love when the red days come out, down almost 6%. The questions start coming out on why this is happening, especially when you just hear good news like a new deal with Ukraine or support turning around in Germany, which I actually covered in my early morning video today. But one little clue is a recent downgrade coming out from an analyst, Brian White at Monness, Crespi, Hart & Company, who downgraded Palantir from neutral to sell, and this is with a price target of $20. Now, me personally, I don't see this as a trigger per se, just because he says it's overvalued, therefore the market must react. But either way, we've got plenty of cases when nothing happens or the opposite, or sometimes like this where it coincides. I think the bigger note is we'll have analysts coming out of the woodwork who, if you look historically at a $20 price target, is actually pretty high. But with the current price action, you can see, well, it's well above it. Starting to question that valuation there is, of course, naturally going to happen. Hence, if the stock is at 23 or 24, why would I have a hold rating if my target is $20? So, of course, it's been downgraded to a sell. And you guys know my vote on this as well. Palantir is a company that will be volatile. Under and overvaluation will occur. And you can ask two different people on the same day with the exact same amount of information and knowledge and outlook, and you'll still get two different answers. Now, if you're going to be strict on actual performance and numbers officially put up by Palantir on the scorecard when it comes to their earnings reports, I know the big thing that bears will hold up is that 20% growth rate for their top line guidance for 2024. And with a $50 billion market cap, it's harder to swallow expecting just a few billion in revenue. But obviously, the business has cool aspects of ginormous cash pile, flattened expenses, being a cash flow machine, as well as having a very clear mission and different clues that they can scale. But if the growth isn't there on the paper, the bears will always have something to point to at this big number, and that's how it's going to go. The valuation isn't justified and will do what they want. Now, today we're a $50 billion company. Some are saying that, well, that's cheap. If you believe there'll be a multi-$100 billion company or $1 trillion company in the future, or that they're just sandbagging their numbers right now, or believe the acceleration is just going to come with bits and clues over time with reputable customer base and AIP bootcamp success, then of course you may be willing to buy at these prices. Well, I hate to break it to you, everyone is right and everyone is wrong, because you can slice it the way you want it by time period to information available to even just the individual here making the decisions about their investing goals and strategies. A 20-year-old versus a 60-year-old would have totally different allocations and risk appetites appropriate to them and their goals, of course. So the real point of this video is when you see these volatile days up and down. If you own a stock, you own a piece of the business. Now, if you buy and hold, that's what you're sticking with ownership-wise. Volatility is going to happen when you've got both extremes saying over or undervalue and then people saying it's fair for a company like Palantir, where multiples can make or break the stock. And you also throw in the wrench of unexpected changes in the positive or negative direction. So I ask myself this, at least personally, this is not any advice, of course, but what is the value that Palantir gives and what is the moat? And of course, what I'm willing to pay. This is me personally, not advice, as I said. I'm just a guy on YouTube who likes to cover the news. Is this something in the future, in my opinion, will be important? And if so, how many other people or companies are doing this? We know government-wise, Palantir has made strides over a long time period, of course, as a software company that none has other done before, being a prime on one of the most important projects like Titan from the United States military. Commercial-wise, we are seeing this try to play out still, and hopefully mass adoption at least starts to bud out here for enterprises, and it can be a possibility all time with adopting artificial intelligence throughout the industry. But further confirmation will always help here as we get more clues. And then ultimately, what are you willing to pay for it? Are you simply on the sidelines? Are you buying more or buying a little bit at a time, or even just waiting to buy a big chunk, or are you selling? You've got your own brain to know what's best for your own profile because everyone is different. So I did just want to make a different video here today, just talking my thoughts on the price action. I know it's very brief, but what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.